So week 2 of fantasy basketball is here already, and here's a few guys I would try to sell high and trade away off your team. The first guy's Gordon Hayward of the Charlotte Hornets. Hayward so far, he's looked pretty impressive in the first 3 games for the Hornets, and he's playing major minutes, about 35 minutes a game. The first few games, first game of the year versus Cleveland, 28 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal for Hayward, and 4 threes. Then versus OKC, 12, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, no threes. And then his last game versus Brooklyn on Sunday, he had 28 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and 2 threes, and 60% from the field. So now in 2 out of the 3 games, he shot 60% or better as Hayward. I don't think that's going to keep up. This guy, I'm waiting for an injury to drop on him. It just seems like it happens each and every season. I know he got paid the big money this offseason by the Hornets. He's probably their number 1 or 2 option right there in this offense. But I think Hayward, this is a great time to sell him high before he gets injured or the numbers just go down, because he's not going to keep up shooting 60% from the field like he has in 2 out of 3 games. The next forward I would trade is Jerami Grant, the Detroit Pistons, the prize free agent signing for this Piston roster. And Grant, he was a solid role player on the Denver Nuggets last season, but this year he got big money like I just said. And so far he's had a couple big games early in the season. The first game in Minnesota, though, he didn't do great. 9 points, a rebound, 3 assists, a steal, and 1 3. Then December 26th versus Cleveland, 9 for 14 from the field, 4 threes, 28, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And then versus Atlanta last night, 9 for 20 from the field, 3 threes, 27 points, 6 rebounds, an assist, and a block. So Jerami Grant, he's giving you a bit of everything right now. But he's a guy I just thought would be a bust this season heading into fantasy drafts. But so far early in the season, he's proved me wrong. Tonight he's got another ball game versus the Golden State Warriors, so we'll see how he fares in this one. But Blake Griffin, he sat out this game, and I think Griffin will come back tonight. So more Grant's opportunities and shooting is going to go away in this one. Plus, only attempting 11, 12 shots a game. His numbers aren't going to be that high, I believe, the rest of the season, because yesterday, 20 shot attempts he had with Griffin out, and that'll probably go down to 12 to 14 tonight, so his points should go down a little there. And right now he's playing great. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but he's a forward I would look to sell high here in week 2. The next forward to sell high is Julius Randle of the New York Knicks. So far, Julius Randle, he's looked like a totally different player in the first 3 games of the season under new head coach Tom Thibodeau. And Randle, he's playing 35 minutes a game. In his first game of the year at Indy, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. And then versus Philly in their second game, 11 for 15 from the field, 73%, 25, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. And then versus Milwaukee in that shocking blowout victory, 8 for 17 from the field, 3 3-pointers, 29, 14 boards, 7 assists, and a block. So Randle right now, he's playing out of his mind. He's having some big games, and those assist numbers are up there. 20 assists for him in the first 3 games of the season. I don't know if he's going to sustain that. He's hitting 3-pointers, which I think could be kind of not fluky for him. So far, 5 3-pointers in 2 games. So Randle, he could probably hit 1.5 a game possibly. And he's going to take a lot of shots there in New York. And the Knicks, they're going to look to build his value up, I believe, and trade him by the trade deadline. But right now, Randle, he's having huge games. And he's a forward I think I could trade and get a decent amount for him at this point. Maybe a 2-for-1 or something. Because Randle, I don't know if these assist numbers are going to stay up there. The double-doubles, yeah, they're going to stay there, but I don't think he's going to crack 20 points each and every night. And he's got a okay schedule coming up, but the Knicks going on the road now, which they play horrible. And the next 4 games are on the road versus Cleveland, Toronto, Indy, and Atlanta. So those are some tough games for the Knicks, and I don't think Randle is going to have that good of a week this week like he did last. The next forward I would look to trade is DeMar DeRozan of the San Antonio Spurs. DeRozan, he's like a one-trick pony. I've mentioned this in other fantasy basketball videos about DeRozan. And DeRozan, I don't think he's going to be that good the rest of the way. He's a guy at this point I think's name more than anything. And DeRozan, he's been scoring, and that's what we know he's good at. Like I said, he's a good scorer. He don't hit threes. So far in his first 3 games, he's got threes. His assists have been surprisingly up there for DeRozan. But I don't think the assists are going to stay the same. The points, they're going to fluctuate. So far, 28 in his first game, 27, and then 8 points the other night. But he did have 10 assists. But like I said, he's not going to help in three-point shooting. His field goal percentage isn't going to be great, even though 2 out of the first 3 games he shot over 50% from the field. But like I said, he's only going to help in free throw percentage, points, and probably rebounds. His assist numbers, I think, are fluky so far. 10, 8, and 9. That's definitely going to drop. Last season, his assists were 5 a game, which is still decent. But DeRozan, I just don't think he's going to have that good of a year in San Antonio. And I don't think his field goal is going to be over 50% like it was last season. He'll probably be 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists, but he'll give you nothing in the steal category. His free throw percentage will be decent, but I just think you could sell him high here with those high assist numbers he's been having so far. In the fourth and final forward I would trade here is Christian Wood of the Houston Rockets. So far in the first couple games for the Rockets, Christian Wood, he's looked like a man possessed out there, leaving off where he did with Detroit with Houston now. In his first game, 31 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, a block. And then last night versus Denver, 9 for 20 from the field, 4 threes, 23 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So a decent line last night, 45% from the field. But to see him hit 4 threes is big. I thought he would be a forward / center he qualifies at in fantasy basketball, that he wouldn't really hit threes, but I think last night was fluky. This guy, don't get me wrong, he's an athletic guy who can make plays and stuff, but I think his value right now is at a super high level. And right now, I think I could trade him away and get a decent piece or 2 for Christian Wood at this point of the season after coming off of big games. But last night, 3 rebounds, that's a little alarming to me. I think he should get more than that. But we'll see what happens also with the James Harden situation, because if they trade Harden for a couple role players, then Wood, I think his numbers are going to be legit. But if Harden stays there most of the season, I think we're going to see inconsistent nights and not 20-plus points a game from Wood. Plus, remember, John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, they pretty much haven't played yet for this team. So that's another reason why I would sell Wood, because those guys, they're going to get touches and they're going to get points. And Wood's a guy I think I could sell off. So that's a few forwards I would look to trade away here in week 2 of the fantasy basketball season.